Welcome to Cheques and Balances. I'm Michael Vincent. This is James Blair. And this week we've got a special guest all the way from Invercargill, Jason Gerken, and he's here to talk about how to triple your income in 12 months.
So we have my father-in-law here today. Jason, what is it like? You've been banging on the door. Guys, get me on for a long time. What's it like finally to be in front of the big lights?
Guys, it's a privilege to be sitting here. Absolutely a privilege. I can't wait to tell about my story with regards to hairdressing.
So I was sitting on the couch last night, sitting with Jason, having a cheeky diesel, and was talking to Jason about, you know what would make a great podcast? Talking about Jason's career. And the thing I love about Jason's career is you're an employee for about 30 years?
34 years.
34 years, and then around 50, pulls the trigger and starts his own business. And everybody has thought, maybe I should go out on my own. Maybe I should start my own thing. So we're going to talk about the journey of where it all started and how you got there in the end. So Mike, where do we want to kick it off?
Let's start at the start. So Jason, how did you get into being a hairdresser?
I was 15, I had a motorbike, and I had a girlfriend, and I needed fuel. That was it, really.
So it was a needs-based approach.
Yeah, it was a needs-based approach.
Yeah. And then so you started as a hairdresser because you needed some money to take the girlfriend out on some dates. Yeah. What was your time like kind of as a hairdresser being an employee?
It was great. It was rewarding. I've had a series of good bosses.
Yep.
And all the way through, I felt quite content. I was a commission-based worker, felt like I'd met all my needs.
Yep.
But I always felt like something more. Maybe I do need to become a business owner. But that was a long time ago I started thinking like that.
Yeah. So what was sort of, how long do you think you really thought about that before you thought, yep, I'm going to pull the trigger and do this? And then the second bit to that point is probably, what was the catalyst for you to actually do it? Like, what was the thing that was like, I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off, give up the security and go be my own boss?
To be fair, Mike, 20 years plus that I thought this is what I need to be doing. But I suppose in myself, I got contented. I got sort of a little too comfortable, lazy, and well, not lazy in the industry, of course, but lazy within myself. I didn't want to step out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so many people will be in that situation thinking, I've got a good career. I kind of like where I am. You know, there's a lot of risks. Is the economy right? Should I be starting this whole thing? Those times over those 20 years when you thought about starting, what was it that made you, was it, I just don't know if now's the right time? What was the thing that made you think, I'm just going to stay where I am?
I think what made me stay where I was definitely the comfort thing. And I was on what I thought was a good income.
Yeah.
So I got within myself, I thought, no, I'm happy where I am at. No risk, no pressure. I can finish when I want. I can walk away. I can go home and I can put my feet up.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Okay, then. So you've been thinking like that for a while. You're in your comfort zone. What was the deciding factor where you thought, no, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off?
Well, I turned 50.
Nice.
And I thought, if I don't do it now, maybe I'm never going to do it.
Yeah.
So I thought, I can't go through life not being my own boss. So I decided I'm going to take the plunge because no matter what age you are, I don't think it's too late. And my daughter, she works with me as well. I wanted to help provide her and set her up for a head start in business.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I think it was, nothing to do with hairdressing, but Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC, he started his journey in his 50s or 60s.
Oh, really?
He started really late, and it just shows that it's never too late to give something a crack, to give it a go.
That's why he had a white-grey beard, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. That's right.
I've noticed a few more greys since you've been your own boss as well.
Absolutely, and a little less here. That's why I wear the hat. I can't be a hairdresser that's bald.
So you just always wear a hat?
No, I can't really all the time.
So when you thought you hit 50, you're going to do it, where do you, because it's nice to think I'm going to do it, but it's like, where do you start? Because it's a big deal. What was the process you went through to start up your own place?
Find a good accountant first. I think and work the numbers, crunch numbers. That's the most important thing. So that's where I started. I had a very good client who was an accountant, and we crunched numbers and we saw if we could make this work.
Okay, so you found a good accountant. The accountants talk to you about the business side,
Yep.
because you've been a hairdresser for 30 years. You haven't been a businessman for 30 years. So she's helped you with that component. She's gone, hey, we think this can work. Is that pretty much what she said?
Yeah, she did the numbers and she said, I think this could be a really pretty option. You know? Yeah.
And then what happens after that? What's the next step after you've gone, this is a good idea to do it?
The next step was really, how did I want to do this and where did I want my premises to be?
Yeah.
Did I want to rent? Or did I want to set up my own space, more of a rent-free option? And that's the way I went.
Yeah.
So I had a porta-com established and built, and we're working out of there.
Yeah.
Nice. And then so it's actually very nice, because sometimes you think like a demountable kind of building being put on, what does it look like? It's very nice inside, and you guys have done a really good job.
Yeah, great job. And we also developed a really good logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I guess the that side of thing, when you're going into business and you're thinking about it, a lot of people don't really think about the cost to set up and the capital investment that is required. And quite often that is also the thing that puts people off. So anywhere when you're setting up a business where you can save costs, save regular outgoings, reduce the risk is a really good thing. So I guess what has been the biggest challenge so far then?
Well, I suppose you actually hit the nail on the head there, Mike.
Yep.
So about when I was around 49, I knew this could have been a potential outcome, so I started saving. And so I suppose if you're on, if you're on a limited income or whatever, it is saving the amount. So I knew I didn't want to go into business with a lot of debt, if any.
Yeah.
So going for the option of the porta-com, buying my own building, having it made and constructed, I was able to pay for that first up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that hard. I just thought about a year out. I just thought, right, I'm going to put this much away, and I had a rough idea of what it was going to cost.
Yeah. No, that's a really good idea. I mean, I guess the other thing with that is as well is not having the debt associated with the capital required to start a business can be a way to take the stress off quite a bit, because if you've got debt in a business, it's chasing you down. It's not a 30-year mortgage. You've got to pay it off quicker than that. And the repayment's often quite a bit higher than you would normally attribute if you're just thinking, it's $100,000 in a mortgage over 30 years. No. This is 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. You've got to have it paid off.
Yeah. Jason, I'm also interested, when you were thinking, I'm going to start to do this, and then you started telling the people around you were going to start to do this, in different circles, some people can be like, that's a bad idea. You definitely shouldn't do that. People can be really supportive. What were the people around you like? What were they saying?
100% supportive.
Yeah, nice.
100%. And I think that maybe is because people inherently, deep down inside, wish, even if they're not in business themselves, wish that they could do that.
Yep. That's really good, and probably talks to the people in Southland as well, being so nice. Mike, I'll tell you a quick story about Southland. My mighty, 1992 BMW I had at university. Side note, buying a European car when you've got no money, horrible idea.
You're like, buying a European car when you've got money is a horrible idea.
It's not bad advice either. My car broke down in Invercargill. It's broken down twice in my life. Once in Auckland, where everybody was like, get the F out of the way, what are you doing? Second time in Southland, about 30 people, pretty much the whole city, rolled out, pushed my car to this random bloke's house, never met before in a day in my life. All these guys came around and they popped up the top. They were like, what's going on here? What's the problem? They gave me a brewski, and I sat down on the couch for 20 minutes while they sorted it out. So I'm not surprised at all that you had good support, Jason, because there's very good people down in Southland, including one of your biggest fans, Mike.
Shout out to Nans, yeah.
So we've spoken about a lot of those things. You had quite a bit of support. How, in terms of it starting, did it take off as quickly as you thought? Was it slower, faster in terms of clients coming in?
We had like a 4-week hiatus where it was like, okay, was this the best thing I should have done? And then bang, away it went. And it was just phenomenal. It hasn't stopped since.
Yeah, cool.
And it just kept growing and growing and growing. We did a lot of Facebook marketing. So we didn't have to spend a fortune on advertising, actually. We were very lucky, very blessed.
Yeah, cool. And then financially, I mean, the headline of the podcast is how to triple your income. Has it been rewarding? What's that been like?
Oh, it's been amazing. I have literally tripled my income in a year. And I've just been like a little squirrel with my nuts, hoarding it away. And I've just kept thinking, okay, I want to get that provisional tax sorted. So that's something that was always in the back of my mind. So, but yeah, I've just been hoarding, and yeah, it's been very profitable.
Yeah, cool.
Very profitable.
Nice. So triple?
About triple, no regrets.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And so how long has the business been running for?
Now 20 months.
20 months. And so from those kind of first few weeks to where you are now, so obviously the financial piece has been really good. Where's the business at in terms of like capacity, in terms of taking clients, the brand, you enjoying it? Give us a bit of a rundown of where you're at.
The brand is at its peak now. We are now turning away on average 8 clients a week, which is a lot. That is a wee bit gut wrenching. I've thought about expanding, but just decided at this point it's not the right time for us because we would need to have some more space, some more room. But yeah, we're doing really well.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, turning away clients, clearly something's going well. How about the rest of it in terms of being your own boss, setting your own direction? How have you enjoyed that component?
There's nothing better than being your own boss. Guys, if you get to 50 years old, now 52 nearly, and you wake up and you don't have to answer to anyone. You make your own decisions. It's liberating and it's freedom.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Okay. One last question, Jason. What advice would you have for somebody who is thinking about where you were 2 years ago and should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Do it. Plan. Save a little. Get a little plan in mind. Do your fasting. Your once a month fasting for a week and put that little bit extra aside. Do it. That's all I can say. Who do you think, just before everybody quits their jobs, who do you think it's not for? Because being a business owner is not for everybody. Who do you think, what are the downsides before we paint tripling your income and all those great things?
Okay, I feel personally, I would have said to you I was quite a nervous person about starting and being a business owner because, I worry about a lot of things. But if you have a good accountant in place and you have a plan and you have saved, and you don't necessarily have to go for the high expensive option with regards to business. Like we've just got the Portacom, we haven't gone over budget. And it can work.
And it's actually pretty similar to like where Lighthouse started as well. Matt, our managing director, our founder, worked for the IRD for 9 years and did personal tax returns at night in his own time. The wealth business and the mortgage business started with nothing and slowly built. It's not huge capital investments. It's having a plan and making a move. Jason, congratulations on what you've built. You should be really proud and actually a really good role model for people at that stage of life going, it's never too late, take that chance. If this is something you are thinking about doing, we've got a great team of accountants here at Lighthouse and more than welcome to come and have a chat and we can kind of talk you through what things might look like and obviously on the financial planning side as well. On a side note, if you've got any other people who've had a similar journey, started their own business, let us know, tag them in the comment section. We'd love to have them on. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Jason, for joining us. Please make sure to subscribe, review. We'll catch you next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.